Hey, all you beautiful people out there, and welcome to my channel. I decided to do another Satanic Panic video. As I've said before, I see it happening again, not quite in the same way, but you know, look, Christians always have to have a persecution narrative because Jesus said they're going to be persecuted. And if they aren't persecuted, they aren't Christianing right. So they got to be persecuted, whether they're persecuted or not. And by the way, if you're a Christian watching this, you are not persecuted, at least not in this country, because you are the dominant religion in this country. So get off your high horse about being persecuted in this country. I dare say that in most Western countries, Christians are not persecuted. All right, now that I've got that out of the way, let's get into specifically what I'm going to get into today, and that is Satan, the imaginary boogeyman. Now, I could name all of my um, videos in the series that Satan, the imaginary boogeyman, because let's face it, that's what these people are up in arms about. Because, gotta have something that's out to get us, right? Look, there's plenty of real stuff that we need to push back on. We don't need imaginary shit. Okay? Alright. So, go ahead and share so you can hear um, what's going on. Let's see. Here we go. Alrighty. Let's see if you can see it. Otherwise, you won't be able to hear it. I have no idea why that is. I just know that's how it is. So, yep, you can see it. Hey, deconverted. How's it going? Alrighty. So let me mute so you don't get a reverb, and let's get into it.
The spirit guides and the demons that were in my life at that time were instructing me.
By the way, I should have said this before. The people who are on the show don't know what the fuck they're saying. Um, they're basically Christians that are play acting this shit. Okay, deconverted, gotcha. Um, this shit never happened. Okay, never happened to them. Um, I don't believe in spirit guides and demons, but some people do. That's fine, I guess, as long as you're not hurting anybody else, which these people are every damn day with their idiotic beliefs. Just look at America right now. That's all I'm going to say about that. So, anyway, but yeah, according to the New Age movement, spirit guides are different than demons. That's all I got to say about that, too. So, moving on.
That until I initially came into the coven and took over the position as the high priest, that was when I would perform human sacrifice. I was looking.
Yeah, right. If he was performing human sacrifice, why isn't he in jail? I mean, seriously. He just told a bunch of people on national TV. Remember, I think this is before um, a lot of cable news was on. Okay, so he just told on national TV that he was doing human sacrifice. Why the fuck isn't he in jail? Police are not dumb. There are things that, there are crimes that go unsolved, yes, but police are not dumb. All right, moving on.
Forward to it. I was looking forward to my first human sacrifice.
At the heart of Satanism is a lust for power and pleasure.
Um, Not to my knowledge. Um, there are theistic Satanist groups around. Generally not in America. I think there might be one theistic Satanist group in America, but most Satanist groups are atheistic, like the Satanic Temple. I think the COS, Church of Satan, might be kind of sort of theistic, but I'm not sure. Um, but they don't believe, like, they're more um, anarchists than anything. But anyway, moving on.
Satanists endeavor to invoke spirit beings to tap into a power source beyond the physical realm. Many are convinced that it is Satan himself who appears to them while they are in a meditative state or performing a ritual. Others speak of the apparitions as gods, goddesses, and even demons.
Okay. A lot of pagan religions don't have demons per se. They do have gods and goddesses. Um, some of them do have demons, but when you're talking about non-Christian religions, possession is usually looked upon as a good thing. Like your I forget what they call them. Anyway, you invite that spirit or whatever you want to call it um, into your body um, for it to quote unquote possess you. So, anyway, I don't know a whole lot about it. I don't really want to know a whole lot about it. But this is out there. I mean, even for Christians, this is out there. They have no idea what they're talking about because they haven't been anywhere near what they're talking about. They've always been in the Christian world, and their sole purpose is to scare people. And in the 80s and the 90s, they did that. And it fell off for a while. It was still there um, underneath things, and then it started to be picked back up. So, anyway, moving on.
Channeling, seances, astral projection, mediums, and visualization are all a part of the attempt to plug into a power source that is controlled by the demonic.
No, those people who are doing that generally don't believe in the demonic. They're New Agers, which generally don't believe in gods or Satans. Not saying that all New Agers are like that. I'm just saying many New Age people don't believe in gods or devils. So, totally wrong. You know, by the way, if I don't say something like totally wrong, just assume that they're wrong because just about everything they say is wrong. And when I was deep into this, okay, because I was deep into this in the 80s and 90s, because I was young in my preteen and teenage years. And I thought all of this stuff was true, and it scared the living daylights out of me. Okay? Don't be scared. This is not real. All right, moving on.
As far as the attraction, I mean, what actually would make somebody become a Satanist? Well, for some people, in my case at least, it was a gradual infiltration. It was a move from things like ESP and flying saucers, and then just a very gradual, many-year slide into finally regarding Satan as my God.
I got into Satanism simply because of the promise of power and wealth, and by being
Yeah, right. You know, you can have power and wealth without Satan. I mean, again, I don't even believe these people. It's just a way to make money. That's all it is. Just a way to make money. I mean, look at them. They're on talk shows. And they get paid to be on these talk shows. Yeah, right, deconverted man? Wealth and power by a imaginary boogeyman. Sure. All right. Move it on.
being invited to some parties which I went to, I was told I could have those things, but it was a special gift that I couldn't have until I had been initiated.
I think it can be put in one four-letter word: lust. And I don't just mean sexual lust. There is a lust for power that is part of our sinful nature. There is a lust, of course, for sexuality. And there is a kind of, C.S. Lewis talks about it as a spiritual lust, as the kind of spiritual itch to want to somehow reach into the unknown. We're fascinated by it.
As a young boy of 13, 14,
They're conflating the unknown with the quote unquote spiritual. And I mean, if they're really conflating Satanism with wealth and power, then what are the televangelists nowadays? Are the televangelists Satanists? Because the televangelists have wealth and power. Unfortunately, they shouldn't have wealth and power because they're scam artists, but what are you going to do? Alrighty, moving on.
I practice magic. When you're that age, there's no limit to the scope of your imagination. And so everything magical that we heard of, we attempted. Calling forth the devil, invoking demons. We tried all these things, and with some effects.
In 1981, Mark's quest to experience the more powerful side of black magic led him to start his own satanic coven, the Temple of Olympus.
As far as I'm concerned, magic
All right, well, magic isn't exactly what he's saying here. I don't exactly know what it is. It's a bunch of woo-woo nonsense. Magic is, I don't even know how to put it. Like I said, it's a bunch of woo-woo nonsense. And as long as this guy's not hurting others, I don't fucking care what he does. So, moving on.
Is about getting what you want. Magicians are people who get what they want.
They want the quick, slick answers to life by calling down these forces so they will be able to manipulate whatever they need.
If you're not popular, you are told that certain rituals, compassion rituals, will gain you popularity or gain you prestige with the opposite sex. And this is something that is also a lure to the Satanists. It's the basic
No. Gotcha, deconverted. See you later. Okay, so I used to do a little bit of magic in Wicca. No. You can do magic, yes. But magic isn't like prayer. Okay? When you do prayer, you pray and you hope to God things fall in your lap. Okay? I'm saying hope to God in a figurative sense. Okay? Because I don't believe in God. So anyway, but when you pray, you hope things fall in your lap. That's what prayer is. But when you do magic in a pagan sense, I don't know about in a Satanistic sense, because I've never practiced that kind of magic. But in a pagan sense, when you do magic, it's like I was taught it's like a manifestation of the will, but you still have to do stuff, you know. Gotta go out and get whatever you want. And it's just it's kind of like a visualization exercise, basically. All right, moving on.
elemental carnal lusts of the flesh that draw them in.
They taught me how to kill someone, a spell, how to kill someone.
No. I mean, good God. I cannot believe that I just believed this stuff hook, line, and sinker. Doesn't make any sense. No. But when you're deep into it like I was, you don't really care. You know? You're just looking for a biggie man to pin things on. You know, like the title on my thumbnail, Satan, the imaginary biggie man. You know, things don't go well in your life, and you want somebody to blame it on. And goodness gracious, you can't blame it on yourself. Goodness, you can't take responsibility. I'm being facetious, by the way. Of course, take responsibility for your own goddamn life. Okay? At any rate, moving on.
A spell, how to get someone to lust for me.
From my experience, a child has turned to Satanism initially because of an emotional reason. We have many more children coming from single-parent families, or where the head of the home, the father, is not taking the fatherly role.
With teenagers especially, the appeal is to rebellion. The appeal is to do whatever you can do to drive your parents crazy.
They want a supernatural
Well, maybe. I mean, in an anthropological point of view, the teenage years are meant to push boundaries. What you can do, what you can't do, what you can get away with, what you can't get away with. Um, Way back um, when our species was kind of a new species, and we were worried about, living and eating and not dropping dead from sickness, excuse me, and stuff like that. Um, Kids had to grow up pretty quick. There was no uh, extension of childhood like the teenage years are now. Even though the teenage years are kind of like an in between childhood and adulthood. Um, Way back when, it wasn't that way. You had to grow up pretty fast, you know. And now it's not quite that way anymore. So, yeah, I mean, you're going to push boundaries. How else are you going to learn this is okay and this isn't, you know? Um, Not to say you should go out and um, push boundaries that are meant for your safety and all that, but anyway, yeah, I didn't rebel too much as a teenager. Um, but anyway, moving on.
Naturally get back at their parents. And we have found a lot of teenagers wanting to do it that way. The other reason, I believe, is because the church has not met the needs of these teenagers. They have not seen the supernatural power of God in the church. They've not really seen the love of Christ amongst the people.
Today, Satanism can be seen to be more.
Well, gee, maybe if they haven't seen the quote unquote love of Christ in the people of the church, maybe the people of the church should, bear some responsibility. Not that I believe any of this is real, you know, but, you know, maybe these people who are in the church should stop being so goddamn hateful of everybody and everything. Okay? And that's exactly where Christians are right now. Not all Christians, okay? Don't get me wrong. Not all Christians are hateful of everyone and everything, but a lot of Christians are. And that gets my goat. And that's why people are turning away from the church. That's not the only reason. Another reason is a lot of people are, seeing the church for what it is, hypocritical institution. They're also finding out that, yeah, none of this shit ever happened. So why should I even pretend to believe? All right, moving on.
More blatant than ever before. Satanic graffiti is no longer shocking, while recruiting, which was once hidden and obscure, is now visibly public, and sadly, youth are the chief targets.
Recruiters will go out there into various high schools and draw kids into the system.
Okay. Maybe the unofficial satanic cults do that. But we're talking about a bunch of teenagers that got together in the first place, But organized satanic atheistic religions like the Satanic Temple and the Church of Satan don't do that. They won't even consider anyone for membership that isn't an adult. All right, and I think that's where I'm going to leave it for right now because, hey, Math Pig. Yeah, thank you very much. I needed to see your dick. Alrighty, I'm getting ready to go, but thanks for showing up for a few. So anyway, have a great night. And you know, just don't take any of this shit seriously. Take it seriously when it's messing up your life like it is right now. But I'm talking about the crap they're trying to sell you. You know, don't take that seriously. So anyway, have fun, have a great night, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.